Welcome back to another Experts in AI video here at the AI Summit in New York. I'm Ben Wadecki, one of the writers on AIbusiness.com, and today I'm joined by JF Gagné, Head of Product Management and Strategy at ServiceNow. JF, welcome.
Pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much. So before we get into some real tete-a-tete on ServiceNow, what is it you guys do there?
So ServiceNow is a digital workflow platform, now with a huge footprint, serving almost 7,000 customers and 80% of Fortune 500 companies. ServiceNow got known mostly for the products we've built around IT services, but since then we've spread across tons of business function and HR, customer service management, and now providing tons of industry specific products.
So a lot of work, but how are you viewing workflow automation as a whole today?
So it is becoming something quite fundamental as organizations are facing digital transformation and the scale, the speed at which it's happening. One of the most important aspects of getting this right is figuring out how processes evolve and making sure that you can get the information where it is, bring it to the right people, drive the right decisions, etc. So workflow is at the heart of getting this right. Therefore, ServiceNow is a key player in enabling all of our customers to unlock the value of the investment they're making on the digital front.
So looking back at the last 12 months, would you say that the pandemic has kind of impacted workflow automation? And if so, how do you feel so?
I think it's been accelerating digital transformation, period. And this is a huge tailwind for a digital workflow platform like ServiceNow, and we're totally seeing an acceleration of implementation and the amplitude that this is taking. So that's for sure. The second aspect is also as we're starting to work remote, more and more, let's say as remote work is now part of most organizations, because of the pandemic forcing function, it's been impacting the way people work, and then clearly, like, this has created opportunity for people to reinvent themselves, take advantage of that transformation, that change to drive efficiency, automation, etc.
So I want to think back to 2020 when ServiceNow bought Element AI. You've opened a few research hubs in places across the US, but after that deal, you guys were like, we're going to open one in Canada. Now, you're Canadian yourself,
yes.
Of course. Talk to us how this has come along and where do you think that the next hub might be?
So currently, from an AI perspective, ServiceNow has Montreal as a main location, Santa Clara at our headquarters, and also in India. Mm-hmm. So these are kind of the three hubs that we have. Plans are to keep growing these hubs. Yes, remote work being a reality, we now have like some people that are scattered, but mostly these are kind of the hubs that we're making the main investments. Pool of talent is really what drives the motivation behind these hubs. Montreal being like one of the best place in terms of getting access to top talent, state-of-the-art technology and AI. The valley is a valley, it just, no need to explain there. But also there's great pool of talent in India. So gives us a good diversity of location when it gets to building and investing in this technology.
Having lived there myself, I can firmly vouch for that as well. So we might see you guys over in London at some point soon.
Maybe, yeah. I don't want to diminish any other hub. There are a few others, but from our perspective, these are the ones that makes the most sense.
Wonderful. So looking back at the workflow automation space, looking into next year, we're at December here in New York, but how are you planning on viewing the market a year ahead?
Yeah, I think opportunity just keeps growing. A lot of the projects that were started, investments, transformation that were started this year, last year, are just going to accelerate and continue as organizations are starting to see the returns. It gives them more freedom to keep investing and keep moving forward with the transformation. I think Some interesting aspect of the trends we're going to see next year is most organizations are moving beyond just figuring out how to get one AI model, for instance, to work, but how to get multiple models to be properly managed. And I'm getting back to workflow here. There's a lot of need now to make sense of how to drive the right governance around hundreds of models that are now running businesses. How should we be taking advantage of people to bring them in decision-making process, get them motivated to contribute, but also complement some weaknesses we see from technology, generally speaking, and build robust processes, really getting people and technology to interact and work better together. So these are from our perspective huge opportunity and really where the market's going to head towards. Much less like, hey, how do I get my model to work? How do I get my model not to have bias or these things? It's like, okay, yeah, now we're starting to get some tools, like platforms have good capabilities. Now it's okay, how do we orchestrate this? How do we get people to work well with automation? How do we get people to work well with AI inside workflows, inside processes? And I think that's really where 2022 is going to be heading towards.
So while we're looking at 2022, what can the viewers out there expect from ServiceNow in terms of AI next year?
So ServiceNow has been continuously investing in our own product. So improving our product, bringing AI, make it easier for people to get what they need from all function across the enterprise, either to solve an IT problem or like to fulfill human HR requests or satisfy a customer. A lot of our investment's been, like conversational interfaces, natural language understanding, search, a lot of capabilities around understanding documents, speeding up processes, optimizing these processes. So lots of platform investment. Second aspect is us also wanted to make our workflow platform the best place for people to deploy their AI models. So back to my point, we need to make all of these models, all of these solutions, all of these systems talk together better, but also interact with employees and people who are inside the organization in an easier way. So these are kind of the two front where when we're thinking about ServiceNow and AI, the platform itself getting better at products, and also making it the best place for people to deploy AI.
So a lot to look forward to next year.
Yes, indeed.
Well, we look forward to finding out, and maybe we can meet again this time next year, and we can re-go over those.
That'd be great.
No problem at all. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, Ben.